Hello everybody, welcome back to Bullet Basics. Today we have just an awesome video planned. It's kind of a follow-up, a little bit of a follow-up video, more or less, to a video we did a little while back. It was called, well, let me get it right, 10-Step Guide for Choosing a Concealed Carry Gun. It's got a lot of good information there. In fact, we'll link it up here on this side, I think, so you can go back and check that out if you want to see it. It goes through all the different things, all the different factors, or most of them that you should contemplate when choosing a concealed carry gun. This is really more of a narrow scope on when you're choosing a concealed carry gun after you've done research and trying to figure it out. What are you really looking for? And so we're going to talk about the 3 things that you should be looking for when choosing a concealed carry gun. The last thing I wanted to say before we get into the actual 3 things is to say this. If your gun, if you have one in mind, or if you don't even have one in mind yet and you're starting the search now, your gun has to pass these 3 tests, so to speak.
Oh, we must give you a test!
If it can pass the 3 things that we're going to talk about today, then you should have a fairly solid, you should be fairly comfortable knowing that it's going to be a good gun. Everyone's going to have opinions out there on what you should carry, what you shouldn't, what size the gun has to be, what caliber you should be using, all kinds of different things. Really, none of that matters. If it can pass these 3 tests, then you should be comfortable knowing that it's going to work and that it's going to be a good gun for you to carry. So let's get into it. Here we go. The number one thing when you're looking for a concealed carry gun, I think most people would argue this, the most important thing is looking for a gun that is reliable. And I'm going to add to that reliable and durable, right? You want a gun that's going to shoot. We've said this 1,000 times. If you watch any of our other videos, you'll hear it. You want a gun that's going to shoot when you pull the trigger and not shoot when you don't pull the trigger, right? And you want it to do it every time. In addition to that, the durability aspect is that it's going to do it over a long period of time, right? Not just for the first couple hundred rounds or whatever it is that you're doing. And so you want to look for a gun that is going to do that, right? If it doesn't have reliability, if it's not going to shoot when you want it to, well, then it's not very reliable as a concealed carry gun. Last thing you want to do is get into a scenario where you are in a life-threatening, a life or death situation. You pull out your gun and it doesn't go off, right? The whole point is that you have that for your protection. You don't want to get yourself into more of a problem by it not going off. And so reliability, and then having that reliability over a long period of time for the life of the gun, is really what you're looking for. It is the chief reason. Everything else is subordinate. Everything else falls by the wayside. For example, the capacity, the style, who manufactured it, whatever else you're looking for, that's all subordinate to the fact that it's reliable. Today, we have a lot of manufacturers that make reliable guns. You really have quite a big choice, right? Glock is a huge one. Smith & Wesson, CZ, Springfield, Taurus, Ruger, a whole bunch of different manufacturers, and that's just a small portion, a whole bunch of different manufacturers that make reliable guns. And so now it's just making sure that gun is reliable, because there are some that aren't, and then looking at, okay, which one fits me better with the next steps. And by the way, before we move on to number 2, the last thing that I would say about that is I'm actually going to be coming out with a video here in the next few weeks that's almost contradicts this video, talking about is something more important than reliability. And in reality, no. From a safety perspective, no. But the number 2 on our list is, in my opinion, equally as important. And let's take a look at that. Almost as important as reliability and durability is concealability and comfort, right? Which sounds a little bit crazy, but if you think about it, let's drill down on that a little bit. You've got to choose a gun that you're going to carry, right? It's no good to you. It can be 100% reliable and fantastic, and you have an M&P 9 or a Glock 17 sitting in your safe every day. It's not going to protect you if it's sitting in your safe, right? It's got to be one that's comfortable enough, concealable enough, that you feel comfortable having it on your body or with you. So many times we choose this awesome gun. There's so many options out there far beyond just concealed carry guns that you could carry, but it doesn't really make sense to, right? Leaving your house with an AR-15, well, that would be great, but you can't conceal that and you're hefting this big rifle all the time. So you want to get a gun that you can actually conceal and that is comfortable, that you will actually carry, that will be on your body. And that's why I say it's almost chief to the reliability factor. No one wants to be carrying a gun that's not reliable. That's not what I'm arguing at all. But what I am arguing is having a gun that you can conceal, that you'll actually carry, if it's 99% reliable, well, that's better than having a 100% reliable gun in your safe or wherever else that you're keeping it. And so that's why there's a little bit of an argument there. I would always advocate for 100% reliability, but if you're going to carry it, right? Not all gun situations end in a shooting. She's just look on the internet. All the time you'll see certain situations end where nothing was fired, right? And then if you have a gun that's 99% reliable, well then, 99% of the time it will go off. Now, again, for all the keyboard warriors out there, I am not arguing that you should not have an unreliable gun. That's not what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is that there is room there. The third thing, and this is really the last thing that I would say is there's lots of important things, but the last thing that's really important when you're picking out a concealed carry gun, obviously it's got to be reliable and durable. It's got to be something that you'll actually carry. And last note on that, size, right? A lot of times that means a smaller, more compact gun. There's a lot of options in that realm these days, right? Just for reference, I would check out guns like the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. The Ruger EC9S is really popular. It's not as high capacity, but it's one that people seem to love. The Glock 43 is a huge favorite, right? The SIG P365, the Springfield Hellcat, the CZP-10, whatever their subcompact one is, S, I think. There's just a whole bunch of different guns that are small in that category that people tend to really enjoy. Okay, finally, let's get on to the third thing. So we've talked about reliability and durability. We've talked about the gun that you'll actually carry and leave the house with you. The third thing really has to do with controllability and the ability to kind of get shots where you want them to go, right? So you need a gun that's going to shoot. You need a gun that you're going to have with you. Then you need a gun that you can shoot, right? A gun that you're going to aim at whatever you're going to aim at, and you're going to pull the trigger and you're going to hit that thing, right? When we're in a stressful situation, when we're in a dangerous situation, there's all kinds of stress responses, and you're not going to be probably as accurate as you want to be. You're not going to be able to kind of do the things you think you will. But that's why being able to be accurate with the gun, shooting the gun, and hitting the things that you want to hit is so important. And so I'll link up. I have other videos coming out. I have past videos I'll link up here on kind of how to push your skills to the next level that we should all be doing all the time. But that's a big factor, right? You want all of those three things. If you can check those three off, then really any gun works. If it's reliable long-term, if it's something that you're going to have with you, whether that is a Glock 17 or an M&P 9, which are full-size kind of duty cop-style guns, if that's what you'll carry and that conceals, great. But if you have that, and then if you have a gun that you can be accurate with, really it doesn't matter what manufacturer you use. It doesn't matter what caliber you use to some extent. It doesn't matter. Any of those other things, right? Those are all subordinate. And so you'll have everyone having all kinds of opinions out there of you shouldn't use 380 or you should only use 45 ACP, right? They'll have all these opinions. None of those matter.
It doesn't matter.
If you can check off those three boxes, it's reliable, it's concealable, that I'll carry, and I can shoot with it, then nothing really else matters. Having that gun with you is going to be an important way to protect yourself, protect your family, whoever else. Okay, keyboard warriors, go ahead, comment down below. And everybody else, frankly, we want as many people to comment down below as they can. People who are experienced, who are just watching this video for fun, comment down below on what you carry, what you've carried, just good guns so they can go down there and see when they're doing the research. And then anybody else, we just want to hear, is this helpful? Do you agree with those types of things? I guess that's it. We'll leave it there. We will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next video.